Last Day on Earth just revealed this picture to its partners for us to show you guys, but I think a lot of people have missed the implications of what this picture means. The first thing that releasing this picture means is that they are stalling, or that they're not quite done with Season 6 as fast as they were hoping to. Or at least that's what I think. I think that they were planning on releasing it maybe now, and then usually when they're running behind schedule, they release some extra pictures to partners for us to show it to you guys, to keep you guys excited about the hype. So this picture has a lot of implications that I think a lot of people are missing. But let's just talk real quick about some of the implications of this picture. First thing that I think everyone notices is that they're on a fishing dock. This isn't really something new, but most of us really enjoy fishing. We think Last Day on Earth did a good job implementing fishing into the game, but adding a fishing dock in a new location isn't really that special. Maybe there's some new fish, maybe there's some new recipes. I have a feeling that will happen. That's how Kafir thinks. They've already introduced the kitchen. They've already introduced fishing. It'd be really easy to add some new types of fish. So I have no doubt that this has new types of fish for us, and it's a new location with those new types of fish. And there may be some other things. So I do not think that this is multiplayer or PvP fishing or like a competition. Honestly, even if they did have a competition between players, I would question whether or not it was a real competition. Or I don't know if you guys saw my main channel video. It doesn't seem like they can even record our stats. So I don't think it's going to be an actual competition, but that's the fishing part. There's some exciting things about fishing. We like fishing, but there's a lot more to this picture. For example, you can see that there are NPCs around. Usually when there's NPCs around, they're adding concepts like mercenaries, or they have concepts like quests that you can do. So this is probably some kind of headquarters that Season 6 is going to be centered around. We're going to be, doing quests from this headquarters. We're going to be going back and forth after we go do a task. We're going to come back to this. There's going to be stuff for us to do at these headquarters. Another thing that's interesting about this picture is it has more buildings than any other location we have ever seen in Last Day on Earth. I don't know if we're going to be able to go into these buildings, but we have never had a location in Last Day on Earth with this many buildings. And there's a couple things that are really important to notice about that. So one thing is that Last Day on Earth, when you go to Season 6 in the game, you can see that it says, spring is coming, it's time to go look for new people. So it has a city location there, showing you the city location. Now some people will look at this picture and say, that doesn't look like a city. It looks like a village, it looks like a farm, it looks like something rural. But you have to remember, this is a post-apocalyptic world. As you can see by this older picture that Last Day on Earth released a long time ago, these houses in the city do not look that city-like. They look kind of more broken down, kind of more rural. Not super similar to what the picture they just released, but it is a little bit more similar than we would think of a city. A city in a post-apocalyptic world is going to be kind of run down. It's going to be a little bit more simple. So as we come into Season 6, if we're expecting to see like a city or those type of quests built around a city, it's probably not going to be as impressive of a city as maybe we had been thinking, because that's just kind of the post-apocalyptic world concept. Now, there are things like in Fallout and stuff like that where they have really crazy big cities. But since Last Day on Earth is a phone game, I don't think they're going to be able to produce that big of a city that we see in some of those computer games. This may be about as big as they can put on a mobile phone. And so this might be the city location that we're looking for. In fact, I would guess that this is at least a village. If you think about the farm or any of the events or locations in Last Day on Earth, they just don't have nearly this many buildings. Another thing we see in this picture, you see those bunk beds. These bunk beds look a lot similar to the bed that is already in Last Day on Earth, but it's got the extra layer. So there's a couple of things with this. One, the fact that they're even producing bunk beds may mean something in the future. Like with chest, how we build a chest and then we upgrade it to a bigger chest and then we upgrade it to a bigger chest and then we can stack more items. Being able to upgrade a bunk bed or upgrade a bed into a bunk bed may come into play later on as we start having actual PvP, being able to have players come. So there's a lot to a bunk bed that could be kind of cool in the game. Now, some people may point out these red and blue dots and say they're something. They aren't. When programmers do renderings in the Unity program that they use to make Last Day on Earth, they have these red, blue, and green lines that you can see up here, which is just the Z, X, and Y axis. That's just how they can use their 3D model. So those dots don't mean anything. People might be like, oh, this could be something. It's not. You'll also notice something back there behind this house or around this house. There's like, it almost looks like there's pianos and furniture and stuff. I'm wondering if, you know, it's if it's abandoned city, which is what I think it is, or abandoned village, there's gonna be a lot of rubbish. It's not something we were able to interact with, but it's still kind of cool to see what they're introducing into the game. So far, Last Day on Earth has not let us interact with any of those type of things. Like the pianos, these crates are not going to be searchable. They're just decoration. But by producing these things, later on we might see them as the developers are able to create new purposes for those or have new things. So overall, you know, it's only one picture. That's all we have to work with. But I think that there's some really cool aspects of this. I think we can expect in Season 6 to have some kind of village type thing like this that we do all of our quests from. We're going to be able to do more fishing, new recipes in the kitchen. I think we can count on that for sure. And then there's going to be a few other concepts which may not be that exciting to us because you can't really interact with them, but it is exciting that Kefir is continuing to make more models, more things, because when they do create their final game, which again, my theory is that it's going to be Last Day on Earth 2 or a different game, but regardless, it's still something really awesome that they're putting in there. So anyways, I hope that helps, guys. I'll see you next time.